Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another episode of Scrap Mechanic Survival, and today we're going to be working on the workshop, because what else is a workshop for other than working on it? It's right in the name, right? So I've been browsing your comments and suggestions because I asked at the end of the last episode what you guys wanted to see in this area, and we got a handful of ideas to attempt in this episode. Now, I am going to try to not go too complex because our base already gets laggy enough when we come back. We're barely pulling 60 frames here. So I definitely don't want to make that too much worse just by making an overly complicated fancy workshop. But we have some fun stuff that we're going to do in here anyway. But before we get into that, let's do a quick check on Hank over here. And his buddies. Yeah, we're just going to ignore those for a little bit. So, is it just Hank? Oh, looks like his buddies left. They're not here anymore, unfortunately. He was having a party, as you saw in the last episode, but I guess the party's over, and now it's just Hank in his home. I mean, it is a one-bedroom. It is just for him, right? We got this. Actually, it's more of a studio now that I look at it. It's a studio with a really nice balcony here. Oh, no, the vending machine. They did destroy the vending machine, or somebody destroyed. I don't know if your friends destroyed that must have been a wild party, man. This vending machine's just gone. I hope you're enjoying your new studio. I made it just for you. Complete with ceiling, toilet, and everything. Look at that. Perfect. Here, I'll give you access to your balcony over here. You can come on out. Yep. You can come on out. It's all right. The weather's nice out here. Yeah, there we go. See? See, it's nice out here. Wouldn't you agree? Okay, well, I'm going to take a swim back over to my base over here. All right, so Hank's going to enjoy his new home while he watches us work on the workshop. So I hope I have enough materials saved up to build whatever we might need for this place, and I hope I make the right decisions as far as what I'm going to be doing with this place. But before we actually get into working on all this fun workshop stuff, first I want to bring some attention to the sponsor of this video, which is me again. The only one who's ever sponsored this channel, because almost all sponsors that contact me don't have anything to offer that I think you guys would like. But the reason why I'm deciding to do a sponsor segment here is because I've just released a brand new piece of merch, and it looks something like this. All right, back to the workshop. So what are we going to be building today? So one of the first things that I want to build is actually I want to improve the logistics of this design that I have right here. Because the whole purpose of what we have at the workshop is that we're supposed to be able to drive underneath the workshop, stop our vehicle down here, and we can grab whatever we need off of our vehicle in the chests that we have, whether it's a refining vehicle like the tree logger or the miner, or if it's just my my scavenging vehicle with all the treasure chests, we can just grab what we need and bring it up here. But the only other thing that I don't like is I can't actually get down from up here very easily. So I think what I'm gonna do is make a hole. Wait, where's how are we gonna make this even? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so can I fall through here? Perfect, I can fall through there. So I'm gonna make some more pipe pieces so we can make this hole actually more holy. Not that kind of holy, like it's gonna have edges. All right, well that worked out pretty well. We didn't even have to craft anything new for this hole. Okay, so some of the suggestions that I got was to modify this crafting chain so that it's like a little bit more visually appealing, where the craft bots are like built into a wall or something, and I can appreciate that, but I think having everything exposed like this is just, you can't beat the utility of it. It's just so easy to access a chest, and it's all looped back into the craft bot, so anything that gets put in the outputs can be used again and recycled into whatever you're crafting, and you can just access anything without having to like go through different rooms and stuff like that. So I think, even though it doesn't look the best, I think this is going to be the most convenient setup to deal with, at least for me and how I want to play the game. So I'm going to leave this as is for now, and we're going to work on building some other stuff. But what I want to do is, if we go out here, we have these walkways on the side, and ooh, might be a bigger use of our resources here, but I kind of want to extend this out so that it meets up with that wall, and then have a doorway so we can also get out from the sides of this workshop. We can also come out here. So I just need to determine where the best place is to put the doors and how I want to shape the doors. So we have this big door right here. I feel like these doors might be a little bit smaller. They're not going to be quite like that. So, and I think I want to have them more on like the front of the room. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like that's an okay size, and then I'm also going to make it kind of like archway style. That actually seems not very wide, does it? I'm gonna make it too wide, or 8. Now I feel like I'm just making it the same size as this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, no, that's definitely not 8. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. That looks like a good size. All right, so how far away is that from the wall so we can make it symmetrical? 2, 4, 6, 7 away from the edge of the wall. Is that it? Is that the same? That looks the same to me. All right, there we go. That just gives a little bit of depth to the doorway that I think announces that this is a door better. So somehow I'm going to make that walkway line up with this. I don't know how that's going to work yet, but it'll work eventually. All right, now the reason I wanted to mark that out was because I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to build any of my workshop stuff blocking any of these doorways. All right, so how much? Oh, I have a ton of brick. Good. Because now I think it's a good idea to probably close in the backside of the workshop and also make this wall flush with the other wall that it is up against, so things start making a little bit more sense. And man, lighting this place is going to be a nightmare. I really hope that at some point soon they introduce more craftable lighting options. All right, there we go. And it looks like, oh boy. What am I gonna do about this? All right, well, let's finish off this extruded metal then. Now, what I'm really concerned with is what am I gonna do about the ceiling of this place? It would be nice to have a fancier ceiling, but the scale of, oh boy, I'm stuck back here. I probably shouldn't even have had this big gap back here, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is such a huge area that building any kind of ceiling is gonna just be a massive resource hog. I can do wording the right way. All right, I've already used a ton, like all that brick that I took is gone now, just on the wall of this place. Ooh, actually I should probably feed my globe bugs before they disappear and die. I hope they're not dead already. Are you guys dead? Nope, they're still here. All right, here you guys go. Eat up. All right, there we go. Back wall is installed. Now it looks like we actually have a more contained workshop area. So what's cool about this actually, I'm noticing, is we could probably have like back doorways over here. There we go. And let's do the same thing on the other side. I don't know where these are gonna go, but they're gonna go somewhere. 1, 2, 3. All right, there we go. This is looking good. I'm liking the entrance and exit areas. I think that is working out pretty well. All right, so now we don't have a whole lot of space to work with, so we definitely need to keep this area open, and then we can put some workshop stuff over in this area and some workshop stuff over in this area. So here's one of the things that I was thinking about doing. Let's get a saw blade. I'm gonna build this on a lift first, separate from the actual ground, so that I'll just have it as its own object, and then we can decide where to put it afterwards. I want to build a saw table, like an articulating saw table. So that means I'm gonna need another controller. I think I have some extra controllers over here and some bearings. All right, I'm probably gonna need a decent amount of bearings for everything I'm gonna be building, so I'm just gonna be prepared with that. All right, so let's go ahead and build ourselves a nice saw table. How big is the saw? Can it fit in there? I guess it can technically, but it looks like it collides with the edges. So let's build these edges out just a little bit more. So this is going to be the type of saw table that you can lift the saw up and down. The name of the actual tool is escaping me right now, but I think you guys know what I mean. I really need some lights in here. Can we get some lights, please? I guess I'm just going to have to craft some lights the old-fashioned way. Oh no, I am so out of the glue right now. Of all things to be short on, glue all of a sudden. I haven't gotten glue in a long time. All right, let's see. These are just temporary lights for now. I just want to, yeah, that's going to light up a decent amount of the workshop. That lights all the way up to the other wall. That is great. And then I can just have one over here. And then this should light up all the way to the other wall. And now we have a pretty decently lit workshop. And I guess I'll put this right here. And does that lights up to that wall. All right, and then we can paint them. All right, look at that. We have light. All right, so I'm realizing that the saw itself, oh, that's in the way. The saw itself probably shouldn't be cutting into a wood part of the table. So we're gonna make this part of the table out of metal. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the saw right there as a point of reference, and then I'm going to build the contraption out from here. And this is where I'm gonna make some pipe pieces and stuff. These pipe elbows, they cost just as much. They cost just as much as these ones too. All right, so I can use this one right there. All right, so I'm gonna use metal to connect this right here, and we're gonna go out from here to this saw, and I think the saw... Man, I really wish we had those wedge blocks. I guess I could use... I hate the fact that this is like... It has this, this groove in it. I don't like that groove at all. I just want our classic wedge piece back. What I'm hoping is that the reason why they haven't put the wedge piece into survival mode is because a long time ago, they teased that we would have draggable wedge pieces. So like these materials, we would be able to have a wedge version of it that we could drag just like the normal material. So I'm hoping that the reason why they haven't put your classic wedge piece in is because their plan is to make that obsolete by making all of your materials have a wedge option. But when is this going to happen, Scrap Mechanic? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this out like that. And now I just kind of need to contain it. This is really interesting, that the collision box of this saw blade, isn't it? This feels really massive. Okay, so now we need our controller. All right, I'm just gonna put the controller... All right, I'm gonna try to do a little bit of a hack here. I want the controller facing long end, but then, yeah, it does stay attached. All right, excellent. All right, so when we press this, this is going to... Actually, by default, I'm gonna have this be lifted up 90 degrees. That's not attached? How did I do that? I could have sworn... Did I build off of that one? Here, let's attach it to there. See what happens if we do 90 degrees. Ah, okay. All right, well, that explains that. Well, easy fix to that is we could just weld there. There we go. And I'll just disconnect that one. All right, so now you can see that looks fine. All right, so then we go ahead and put the saw right there. Is that the right direction? I feel like that is not the right direction. There we go. I think that's the right direction. I'm sure if I get it wrong, I'll get 200 comments saying the exact same thing. You know what? I kind of want to have a little bit of a viewing hole in there. I think that looks kind of cool to be able to see the saw spinning from the inside as well. So what I was planning on doing, but I don't think this is going to do it justice, is I wanted to have the controller spin that, so we weren't going to be using any fuel or batteries by wasting it with engines. Perhaps maybe that's not the best way to do it, because it's not going to spin nearly fast enough. So here, let's do a temporary weld. All right, so we place the button right here, hook that up. So then this goes 90 degrees, and then this just really fast, or as fast as it can go, pretty much constantly. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I don't think this is gonna work, because this isn't gonna start and stop the right way at all. Yeah, if I press this, yeah, it doesn't do it justice, does it? If the electric engine is actually attached over here, it would look like we have control of the knob to control the power of the saw blade as well from here. That might look kind of cool. And then let's take our batteries, and we put our batteries in there, and this really shouldn't use a whole lot of fuel. So now that goes up. So now when I press the button, there we go, we can even have it go faster. Yeah. Wait, what? Come back up. Why did it not come back up right away? All right, and then you press it and it comes up. All right, that time it worked better. All right, so there is one workshop item down. So another thing I wanted to build was like an anvil, which for the anvil, I think for the sake of making it look like an anvil, I think I'm actually gonna have to craft a handful of these things. Oh, that's weird. Our craftbot sounds are gone. Craftbot not making no sound no more. Suspiciously quiet. All right, so let's make ourselves an anvil. And then what I'm going to do is also have an animated hammer that pretends like it's hammering whatever is on the anvil. So we're going to kind of have like automated stuff going on. Oh, wow. The sound is all messed up for my game. Listen to that. What? How did this sound? What happens if we do this? What did I do to this sound? Is it this? Did the electric engine break my sound? I've never used a level 3 electric engine before, I don't think. Sound is fixed. What about craftbot sound? I'll craft another one of these things. Wow, the electric engine did something to my sound and it also fixed it. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and build ourselves this anvil. All right, so this is why I crafted these things, because I think we really need to shape the anvil a little bit more. And that's what I hate. I really don't like the grooves. I wish we just had a smooth, I guess, can I make air conditioning ducts? Nope, that's not even a thing we can take. This is the only non-straight piece, other than these might even be better, but we have this, this, and this, and everything else is a straight cube for building blocks. It is harder to build nice looking things than I thought it was going to be in Scrap Mechanic Survival. All right, there we go. I think that might be kind of the best anvil shape I can build right now. Yeah, I think that actually looks pretty good for an anvil. I feel like I need some type of framework that's going to lead up to the hammer, but I want it to make sense. All right, let me also get my paint tool out. Oh, I'm going to run out of paint on this anvil pretty much. Is this the color of metal? That's a little... Nope. I wasted paint on that. There we go. Please have enough paint. Okay, that looks fine. All right, excellent. And now we're going to build our hammer off of this. So this, I actually kind of slightly intentionally made this also kind of like a bigger anvil shape almost, kind of. So now we get to build up from here. And then our hammer is going to get attached right in there. All right, so let's build our hammer out over here. And this is going to be like a Thor's hammer almost. Oh, you know what? Let's use some tier 2 metal. Yeah, I think tier 2 metal is going to look good for the hammer. The handle is going to be regular metal, but then the head of the hammer is going to be tier 2 metal. All right, I think that's a good size for the hammer. So let's keep it at that. Let's drop this thing down. So now this should be... Look at my hammer compared to this thing. Oh, that should be free-flowing. That is... Yeah, all right, good. It is free-flowing. Because we are probably going to want a counterweight. Otherwise, this thing might not function properly. So I think as far as weight goes, concrete is way heavier. So let's get 92 concrete and let's compare. This is weight 5. This is weight 7. Yeah, so that's definitely a lot more weight per block. So we're just going to create a small handle here, but there's no way that this is going to actually counteract all of the weight. It's not going to be even, but we want it to at least help. All right, there we go. So now if I hit this up, I don't know, it's something. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to be able to lift that up very much, I don't think. This is going to come down and hit the ground or like hit under here or something. Okay, so now I need more glue because I need more controllers. So let's go on a glue run. All right, I went out for a few minutes and I grabbed just whatever glue I could. I didn't want to spend all day doing it because I don't think I need a whole lot of glue. Also grab some oil. So now we should be able to craft. How much? I don't even know what the glue ratio is. 3 clams for 1 glue. That's actually not that great. All right, I also remembered that I got some glass in my inventory because I wanted to fill this in with glass. So that way it's kind of like a plastic shielding so you can see inside here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the controller in there. We're gonna put this like that. And then, oh, I'm kind of realizing that this isn't gonna have a lot of power with a level 1 controller because of the speed limit, but we should raise this by not 90 degrees. Let's just go 60 so far. Actually, let's just see what 60 is by default. Wrong way. All right, 60 is too much. 45. I think 45 is tolerable. All right, so that is as fast as this controller goes. Oh no. Controllers are really bad for a lot of these purposes. Like, there's such a component kit sink when it comes to fully upgrading them. So maybe we can do something else. Let's go with, I have some pistons. I have level 5 piston here. Let's try a piston mechanism for this. There we go. That's pretty good. Doesn't need to go that high, though. I think that's good. And then if the piston comes back down. Yeah! Alright. But... oh, that is on the slow speed, so that's good. So we actually want this to be controlled by the controller then. So that's going to go up to 7. And then back down to 0. And that loops. So will that just keep looping like that? What? It was supposed to be at 7, right? Alright. It doesn't push it as strong anymore. What if I put it up to max? Oh boy. There we go. Alright, I think I found what it needs to do. Right here. Yeah, this is actually kind of working well. That's cool. I like this. All right, let's give it more of like a like a groove that it's gonna sit in. It's gonna look more, I think this will look a little bit more official, like it's actually supposed to be pushing that. I like that. Imagine if we just have, I could actually then make this controller based. If I do that, let's disconnect that from the engine. So I know it doesn't look great. Like it doesn't look like it's going fast enough, but it would be kind of cool, I think, if we have our workshop just constantly animated. Like there's always something happening. Like this is scrap mechanic. Things, we have bots, we have mechanical things. So what if we made these things into bots? Like we gave them head things. That's too bad that we don't have more tote bot heads, because we could put the other types of heads on this rather than just that one tote bot. And you know what? I think what we need to do for this loop is we need to have a pause where it's not doing anything. All right, I think I've programmed this thing. Oh, it's not even, what are you doing? Oh, please don't do that all the time. Here, let's put that right there. This is what you're gonna do. You just won't let me set you down. Why do you do this? Okay, so here's the plan. So we press the button, it's gonna have a pause cycle, and then it's gonna activate and go down. Where did my frames go? My frames just keep randomly disappearing with these mechanisms. I hope this isn't gonna be like a regular thing. It rotates, and then it comes back up, and then it stops. Good. And then it resumes. Yeah. And then we're going to have that hammer doing the hammer thing. All right, I think this is coming along well. Okay, so now what I want to do is something a little bit more simple. I'm just going to build a table. And then on this table, we're going to have a bunch of tools and things, like just a bunch of like items, like crafting items and stuff. All right, and then I could just have kind of almost like random stuff on here. Like we could put some piping at the back like this. Just like pieces that we might want to be using, you know? I think I have an extra like mountable spud gun. Let's put a mountable spud gun on there. Let's put a scrap engine. And we can even have like a basic electric engine or something, or just other random tools and things. Definitely not explosives. We do not want to risk explosives accidentally blowing up our workshop. All right, so check it out. We can be like, we're working on a spud gun, right? So we got a mountable spud gun. Whoa. Look at the shadow from the saw blade. That's not creepy at all. Oh man, that adds so much more, like, just life to this place, doesn't it? Let's actually just put that right there, just for whatever reason. Put some of these there, and we're gonna have like a scrap engine, like this was being worked on. And I don't really know what this is going to mean. We're just going to have a piston like that. So there's like some type of experiment that we were doing here with this and the piston. Oh, and where did I put that suspension piece? We can put the suspension piece sticking out of the engine for whatever reason. I say we have like a bucket of tools, or a storage chest of tools on the work table as well. All right, so I actually got these awnings because I've been meaning to do this for a while. Oh, wait, I forgot. Before we go, let's put a tote bot head. Just for whatever kind of weird testing we're doing over here. I'm just creating random stuff. Oh, I know what we definitely need, though. Hold on a sec. I'm going to make a mug. I'm going to get one more piece of suspension. You guys know what's going on here. You guys know what's coming. I know I have some of the bigger suspension somewhere. All right. So now, of course, we got to have at our workshop the classic suspension mug. Although it's not an official ScrapMan mug like you can find on the merch store, it's a mug nonetheless. And then we put this down to 0. Yeah, there we go. All right, now we got our suspension mug. Okay, so now what I was saying with the awnings, we're going to go over to Hank's place. Where is Hank? Oh, no, did Hank go to get more milk? I have plenty of milk this time. All right, looks like Hank went to get some more milk, which is fair. But I wanted to put some of these awnings. I don't know how big these are in relation to this. Oh, wow, they're actually really big. There we go, just like that. That looks great, doesn't it? I think that's a great addition to Hank's place. And we can close the door if we want. That's fantastic. All right, Hank's gonna be so happy when he gets back from getting milk. Ooh, I got an idea. I got an extra level 5 engine here. I got an idea for this level 5 engine. All right, and then we got a couple of big wheels, which I'm gonna use as well. All right, so here's, I think I'm gonna put the workshop table over against this wall. All right, so I gotta make this right, otherwise it's gonna be attached to the ground. All right, so I wanna put it so it's not in the way. I think right here is good. All right, so what I wanted to do with the engine, we're gonna move inventory full. Oh no. All right, so let's do the wheel stuff. I wanna put some wheels on the walls behind this. So we're gonna have like a big wheel right there. And we can have a couple of small wheels like that. And then I got more small wheels because I want to have a stack of wheels. I think a stack of wheels is always, you know, a good thing to have in a workshop. All right, so there we go. We got a stack of wheels now. We got some wheels on the walls. We got our spud gun that we're working on here. We can have a chest full of whatever we want to have it full of. And then what I want to do is put a level 5 engine next to a scrap engine. So it's kind of like we're researching, or we're working on converting scrap engines into the highest tier engine that we can. I'm gonna have this on the wall instead. I'm gonna put that on the wall right there. And we'll just have an extra piece of suspension right there. And you know what? I have an electric engine as well. Let's just put an electric engine next to the table. Or we can just put some batteries next to the electric engine for reference. And I'm also gonna put this leftover storage. I'm gonna put that underneath on the sides. There we go. So now we got some more storage chests. All right, I think that looks pretty good for a workshop. So then I think this this animated stuff, I think we're gonna put on the other side. So this is gonna be like the mechanic works over on this side, and then the machines, the machine bot things work over on this side. But how do we put them somewhere where they're not going to be in the way? All right, I think this is an okay positioning for this stuff, because I want to make sure that this door, if we're going to be walking in and out, we're going to have like a clear path through. I want to make sure that if we're dealing with vehicles over here, we're going to be able to walk around this without too much interruption. And if we want to get to our inventory, there's nothing, well, this is kind of a little bit in the way. Maybe I'll just move it slightly. I really wish that isn't something I'd have to deal with. Slightly over this way. All right, yeah, that seems to give it a decent amount of space. So let's try right here. And now we're gonna have some awesome, lively workshop animated machinery. And at some point, I think I can go ahead and build, like, I can add like some type of robot face to these things if I want to at a later point. Let me delete that. That's looking good. I want to build a hydraulic press. So let's build a hydraulic press. I think this is going to be mostly metal that we're going to build it out of, and we're probably going to need another piston or two. And by the way, I'm officially all out of paint, so I know you're probably going to want me to paint some of this stuff, but I have no more paint left. We're going to have to do a big paint flower run, and I really hope that soon they add the ability to plant paint flowers into this game. All right, so check it out. I had to use these curved pieces again because I want to create some type of a round-shaped press and platform for it to press against. All right, so then this button will activate the press. It waits for one pause, and it goes down. Perfect. Actually, it should pause when it's down, too. All right, so here's the new completed animation. It goes down, stays there for a little bit, the press, then comes back up, and it should pause for a second. Get ready for the next press. There we go. So we have some more animations going on here. And where can this thing live? Yeah, I think over here is going to be fine. I'm going to weld it just like everything else, 1 block away from the wall, just so that if I want to get rid of it, I just got to delete the floor. I don't have to delete the wall. All right, so that should be good. And then we could just have this always on too. All right, so check it out. This is what we have so far in our workshop. We got a press, we've got a hammer and anvil, and we've got a saw. And all this stuff is just kind of go automatically. And then, of course, we have our own mechanic workstation here. Different tools and things. I could probably build some other tools and stuff to have here as well. Oh, we should have like a saw and a drill on the wall. I don't think I have any extra drills, but I do have some extra saws. All right, so I'm just going to put the saw right up there. It's a saw and a drill like that. All right, our workshop is finally coming along. Big question, though. What about the roof? How am I going to do the roof? What is a good way to do a workshop roof? I feel like I don't want to do anything too fancy. I want another floor. We can have another floor above here, and that can be like anything. We're going to have a lot of space up there. So I want it to be flat so we can just have another area up above this if we want to. That could be like a throne room. Or, I don't know, a dining hall. We could have a dining hall above the workshop. Let me know what you guys think about that. So if anything is missing, let me know down in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions for other stuff you'd like to see as well, let me know down in the comments below. I'll be reading the comments and seeing what might inspire some future activities in future episodes. So given what's going on in the world today, it does seem like masks are more of a long-term fashion thing than I expected they were gonna be. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more short-term, but it seems like the fashion of masks is kind of here to stay. So I decided to go ahead and make one that is themed based off of the ScrapMan channel. So this is a diamond plate face mask, cloth face mask that you can see in the merch store in the link down in the description below. Now, if you didn't know already, this diamond plate texture that you see right here is actually the same one that you see on my channel art as well as on the end screens of my videos. So this is actually themed based on the channel and the stuff that you see on the channel. And in addition to that, there is a little subtle ScrapMan logo on the side of the mask right here. I didn't want to make it too big and obvious, like big right and center. I just wanted it to be a little subtle nod to where the actual mask came from. I think I priced them pretty competitively. They actually recommended me to price it at $14.99, and like most of the other masks on the site are $14.99, but I felt like I wouldn't want to pay more than $10 for a face mask, so I put mine at $10. So even though I'm not going to be making as much, I think this is a more reasonable price. So I don't know how long these are going to be available on the merch store. Hopefully not very long. I'm really hoping that we're going to not need these for much longer. But as long as I think that we have a reason to be wearing these, you know, anytime they are out and you're going to be breathing or talking at people and air is going to be coming out of your lungs, it's a good idea to just have a face mask on to protect the people around you. That's what I do every single time I go out. I make sure that I have a face mask on if I'm going to be interacting with anybody else that is not part of my household or a stranger or whatever. And of course, if you want to grab yourself any other merch to support the channel, we have other stuff here too, including like the classic push buttons, see what happens, which I am wearing right now as well. Because I said it before and I'll say it again, I think merch is probably one of the best ways to show support for a channel, because not only does the YouTuber themselves get something from it, but you do as well. It's not just simply giving your money away. You actually get to keep something from it. So thanks for listening to my little pitch here. If you want to grab your merch, you can go to the channel and click the merch button right here, or there's a link down in every single one of my videos that'll direct you to the store as well.